Hello, Sam from Sound on Sound magazine here. I'm at the NAMM show in Anaheim, California, and I'm with Matt from Silo DSP. Hey Matt, how you doing?
I'm doing well, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. And you're here on the Trident audio stand, but what you're showing is actually the first fruit of a plugin development program that you've embarked on.
That's correct.
Tell us a bit about this.
So we partnered with Trident a couple of years ago. Trident has always wanted to make their hardware available in plugin form so that people can drop them into their favorite DAWs, Logic, Pro Tools, and so we worked very closely with them to model their hardware using a new technology that we developed in-house at Silo Sound Labs called Silo DNA. And it's a DSP engine which uses very, very low overhead in terms of system resources, whilst being very accurate sonically in tune with the original vintage hardware. So we're at the stage now where we have a couple of products that we're about ready to launch. We have versions of the Trident ATB, the famous EQ, as well as a lesser-known Trident CB9066, which is a vintage piece of gear, parametric EQ, very, very powerful, sounds great. We have both of those in audio unit, VST3, and AAX format. So we're pretty excited. We've had some great feedback so far, and a lot of interest.
And the low CPU overhead means that you can use these just like you would channel EQ on a console. You can load them on every channel and have at it.
So we're currently benchmarking at the moment. The goal really here is to be able to drop, for example, one of our ADB equalizers onto every track in your session without needing to outsource any of your DSP to an outboard unit or run it on any kind of proprietary hardware. You'll just be able to use these like you would any other plugin without that high system overhead that other plugins are kind of famous for.
Cool, and you promised that sort of extreme sonic accuracy. Not always as easy to achieve as people think.
Right.
So, how close do you think you've got to the vintage hardware?
We've come pretty close. Close enough that we've actually we filed for a patent for this processing technology we've come up with. We've worked very closely with producers and end users of the original hardware, so guys who have used this in their production, and we've had some great feedback. We've taken what they've said on board, we've made adjustments, and we are very, very close, we think, to the sound of the original, so we really wanted to be able to do the Trident brand justice.
Excellent. But because you've developed an entire DSP engine, as it were, this isn't the limit. You can do far more than just EQs.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're going to be branching out into dynamics. We're going to be looking at reverbs. We're actually looking to model many other products in the Trident and PMI line. So there's much more to come from us, and our engine, our DSP engine, is very much extendable for those other types of nonlinear technologies.
And when are we looking at these new plugins being available?
So we're looking within a couple of weeks. So we have everything ready. We have our Pro Tools, Logic, our VST3 builds ready to go. So you can expect to see these very, very soon.
Exciting stuff. And what sort of price point are they going to come in at?
So the Trident ATB, we're looking at $89.99 US, and the 9066 is going to be $149.99 US.
Wow, can't wait to try them. Thanks, Matt.
Great, thanks so much.